Sure. Good evening. My name is Barbara Thomas. I live at 127 North Kings Avenue in Massapequa, New York. I'd like to say good evening, and I'd like to thank you first for really taking animal issues, welfare and protection seriously. It is appreciated by many. I would like to speak today about the volunteer program. I'm a sergeant with the New York City Police Department on the verge of retirement, where I can commit my entire life to animal welfare and protection. I've been a volunteer at the town of Hempstead now for 3 years, so I've seen a lot. I've seen volunteers come and go. I've seen dogs die left and right. And before I even get into what I'd like to say, I would just like to mention Donnie and Dustin, because yes, it was me who brought to the attention of advocates that Donnie and Dustin were going to be euthanized with no just cause, because there was not a proper behavioral evaluation done on them. So basically, me bringing light to this problem saved Donnie's life. But it's come to a point now where you can't speak up when you're a volunteer at the town of Hempstead, because many things happen to you if you do speak up. And that's what I'd like to address today. At the town of Hempstead, there is a total lack of enforcement for the volunteer code of conduct. My first complaint about this was a year ago, and nothing has been done. These problems that arise are destroying relationships. They are causing volunteers to leave the program, which I'm in the process of doing. They've encouraged other people to leave the program because they do not want to deal with the way they're treated when they are in this volunteer program at TOHAS. So I would like to really talk about freedom of speech. There are some volunteers here today that don't quite understand that it is an advocate's right to point out things that are wrong in a municipal shelter. Fortunately, there's a very old legal remedy available to rescuers who find that advocacy on the front lines has led to the suspension or elimination of their rights to visit, monitor, and rescue animals from these shelters. The federal statute 42 U.S.C. 1983, better known as Section 1983, can and should be applied to stop and punish action by governmental officials or employees to retaliate or to obstruct an activist's exercise of her or his free amendment rights to speak out against conditions in animal shelters. I would like to say loud and clear that this gives advocates the right to speak up. It gives the advocates the right to take photos when things are wrong. But it does not give the right to these volunteers to continuously violate the code of conduct at the town of Hempstead. The official TOHAS Volunteer Code of Ethics states, when you become a volunteer at the town of Hempstead Animal Shelter, you sign on, responsible. I'm a sergeant, NYPD. I signed on for courtesy, professionalism, and respect. When I signed on at the town of Hempstead, I signed on to abide by all of these rules. They include respect. Respect others even though I may not agree with them. Display courtesy, sensitivity, consideration, and compassion for people and animals. I won't go through the whole thing. I will go through what is being violated by some of these very people that are sitting here. Self-discipline. I will hold myself accountable for the comments I undertake. Communication. I recognize I communicate verbally and non-verbally. I listen to the needs of others. Commitment. I recognize true commitment comes from within. Respect that people and animals count on me to honor my commitments. Work together with staff and other volunteers to meet the town of Hempstead Animal Shelter goals. Welfare. I will value my role in the maintenance and growth of the organization. I will strive to promote a positive environment, which they think they're doing. I could speak about that for years. They're not. They're not creating a positive environment. If a dog is to be killed, we can't talk about it because the public will attack us. Yes, because we should be at no kill by now. Respect and support all people and animals. Oh, my. So many people have experienced the things that I have. There is censoring. There are, people get excluded from groups. I was once a very active volunteer there. I was in a buddy program, walking the dogs. training them, but I was excluded from that. I was used to be given information so I could save animals, like Paprika, who myself and 2 other wonderful volunteers were able to save, and to do a fundraiser to get training for her once we got in the home. But being a volunteer and being among these other people, there is constant censoring going on. They single people out, they defame people, they bully people. And I'm talking about other volunteers, some staff members that, have you ever heard of volunteers bullying staff? They are. They make threats on volunteers. I've received a couple in the middle of the night, and members of the general public. They make false allegations against other volunteers, which happened to me and about 5 of my friends when someone here who created a Facebook group decided that we had bad intentions. Well, you know what? She and the others have bad intentions. The place is not Disneyland. The place needs work. If advocates want to speak out about what they see and want it corrected, well, we have the right to do that. So I would like to wrap it up by saying thank you. Thank you very much. I presented these issues to you. I know there are people here in the audience that have been treated just like I have. One volunteer. The volunteers do some really wonderful things, I must say. They do. They've saved a lot of dogs. But the types of treatment that I've been talking about should not be tolerated. I am leaving. I'm going to the Pets for Love Foundation, where this type of behavior is not tolerated. And
thank you very much, Ms. Thomas. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And
David Bernacci.
They want you to look at Duffy. I would ask that you look at Brenda. Okay. Look at Brenda's condition in the shelter.
Thank you very much.
Complete deterioration.
David Bernacci, please.